So guys, make sure to stand till the end, because if you make one common mistake, you may end up spending thousands of dollars on parts diagnostics that you may need. Make sure to stand till the end, we will explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Life. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Dodge Challenger, the generation right here that you see from year 2014 to year 2024. If you have one of those guys, you have a problem where your Dodge Challenger overheats. In today's video we'll explain some of the most common things we see here at the garage that can cause it to overheat. Also guys, if you need to buy replacement parts too, it's a good price. We'll share the information in the video for your convenience, so let's start on it now. So before we start guys, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart, we show you how to fix transmissions, engines, bodywork, electrical components, fuses, relays. Why we do all that guys? Because our mission at the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these free videos. We have guys more than 15,000 free repair videos on our YouTube channels that can practically guys save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. And if you need to buy parts, tools at a good price, quick shipping, we'll put the links in the description of the video below for your convenience. So if your Dodge Challenger overheats, multiple things can cause that, but the first thing you want to check is fuses, relays for the cooling system, radiator, fan. We'll talk about that because it could be multiple things. It could be simple fix, and then we'll explain what else it could be, and you just hope it's not one thing, because that will mean you're going to spend a lot of money guys. So what we need to do first, we need to open the hood, and once you open the hood, if you face the car, on the left side of the engine, it could be V6, V8, doesn't matter, you have a fuse box. Press the tabs together, pull the cover up, and you're going to find that fuse box with a layout like that here. Before we continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. It is guys very important to test fuses and relays. On those fuses you cannot clearly see if they're burnt or not, especially you can see in the J-case fuses as well. And if you guys assume, okay, let's say you remove a fuse, you look at it and you assume guys that it's actually a good fuse, but it's actually a bad fuse. Sometimes you cannot clearly see that. What can easily happen guys at that point, you can put the bad fuse in and you start replacing parts and tools that you don't need to, so you lose your time, you lose your money to fix a problem that doesn't exist, when all we had to do is test the fuse and replace it. We'll put a link to a special video that will teach you how to test fuses, how to check relays very easily as well guys. So check it out, it will be in the description of the video below. So guys, if it overheats, what we need to check now? Multiple guys, fuses and relays. The first relay, okay, you may or may not have all of them. It really depends. Some of you guys, okay, may have fuse right here. If you have it, check it guys, it will be known as fuse 1. If you don't, it's okay, you need to check fuse number 2, that's a radiator fan. Fuse right here, you need to check fuse 18 right here, check that one as well. After that you need to check fuse 8. Some of you may not have this one, it's right here, depending on which engine you have. You will need to check fuse 24 right here, and then you need to check 39 and 37 right here. Those will need to be checked as well guys. Now what about relays guys? Okay, relays for the radiator fan, you will need to check one of them is relay 57. Okay, you will need to check that one, and then you need to check relay 47. These two relays are for the radiator fan. Now, other things that can cause your Dodge Challenger to easily overheat. Make sure the engine is completely cold. Let it sit one night, the next morning, go ahead and check the coolant level. If the coolant level is low, that can cause, okay guys, overheating as well. Now, if you keep losing coolant, that's not a good sign, we'll talk about that, but make sure you don't have external leaks. If you have a leak from a hose, radiator, that will be the easiest fix guys. Another thing guys, okay, if it starts overheating immediately, you may notice you may get a charging light as well, battery light. It could be a serpentine belt that came off. The serpentine belt drives the water pump right here, and if the water pump's not turned, the engine will overheat as well. Next, thermostat that's stuck open or stuck closed can cause that as well, guys. So bad thermostat can cause overheating issues too. Now another thing, if you have leaks, we talked about that can cause overheating as well. You hope you don't have internal leak, that means leaking coolant inside the cylinders, inside the engine. That could be caused by blown head gasket. If you want to know what are the symptoms of bad head gasket, we'll have videos on the channel. Or it could be cracked cylinder head or cracked cylinder wall. Now another thing, guys, if you recently replaced radiators, hoses, thermostats, water pump, anything like that, and if you did not bleed the cooling system, guys, okay, if you didn't bleed the cooling system, that can cause air pocket in the cooling system, and that air pocket can cause, guys, actually the coolant not to flow where it's supposed to, and that can cause overheating. So always bleed the cooling system when the car is overheating. That may save your engine. The procedure will be on our YouTube channels, but it's not very complicated how to bleed cooling system on a Dodge Challenger. Another thing you want to check, radiator fan, guys. Always test your radiator fan. Bad radiator fan can cause that. Something else, radiator fan resistor. This is the device that's installed on the radiator, and it detects how hot the radiator is, so it turns the fan on. Now, bad radiator, okay, can cause it too. Dirty radiator, if it's really dirty on the front, okay, if you drive especially on dirt roads or through lots of bugs and stuff, that can cause it as well, guys. So clean your radiator, test radiator fan, test radiator fan resistor, see if that fixes it. Next, check the wire going to the radiator fan. It could be bad wire as well, guys. Another thing that can cause it, of course, to overheat in some cases, could be, guys, actually blown head gasket too, guys. If the head gasket is blown, that can cause bubbles to come in the coolant, and as a result the car can start overheating. Hopefully that's not the case with yours. Another thing, guys, in some cases could be bad coolant temperature sensor. If the coolant temperature sensor is not working correctly, that may not send the right information to the engine computer as well. So bad coolant temperature sensor. For any of you that want to see how to test coolant temperature sensor, we'll have videos on our YouTube channels that will guide you all about that. But those are some of the most common things we see at the garage. So, guys, this Dodge Challenger has all kinds of different fuses and relays. Those could be really hard to find if you're in the middle of nowhere. We'll, guys, put a link in the description of the video below where you can get some spare ones put in the glove box, because one time we needed a spare, we couldn't find one, and we were stuck in the middle of nowhere because of that, guys. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.